In a beautiful garden called Eden, there lived a man named Adam and a woman named Eve. They were the first people ever created by God. Adam was made from the dust of the earth, and God breathed life into him. Then, God created Eve from one of Adam's ribs to be his companion and helper. Adam and Eve lived happily in the Garden of Eden, surrounded by lush trees, colorful flowers, and friendly animals. They had everything they needed, and they were free to explore and enjoy all the wonders of the garden, except for one tree. In the middle of the garden stood the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and God told Adam and Eve not to eat from it, or they would surely die. One day, a cunning serpent slithered into the garden. The serpent was clever and tricky, and he wanted to trick Adam and Eve into disobeying God. He approached Eve and asked her, "Did God really say you couldn't eat from any tree in the garden?" Eve replied, "No, God said we can eat from any tree except the one in the middle of the garden. If we eat from it, or even touch it, we will die." But the serpent whispered lies to Eve, saying, "You won't die if you eat from that tree. In fact, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." Eve looked at the tree and saw that its fruit looked delicious and desirable. She began to doubt God's words and listen to the serpent's deceitful words. So, she reached out, plucked the fruit from the tree, and took a bite. Then, she gave some to Adam, who was with her, and he ate it too. As soon as they ate the fruit, Adam and Eve's eyes were opened, and they realized they were naked. They felt ashamed and afraid, so they sewed fig leaves together to cover themselves. Later that day, they heard God walking in the garden, and they hid among the trees because they were afraid of him. But God called out to them, "Where are you?" Adam replied, "I heard you walking in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid." God asked, "Who told you that you were naked? Did you eat from the tree I commanded you not to eat from?" Adam confessed, "Yes, but it was the woman you gave me who gave me the fruit, and I ate it." Then God turned to Eve and asked, "What have you done?" Eve admitted, "The serpent tricked me, and I ate the fruit." God was disappointed because Adam and Eve had disobeyed him. He explained that because they had eaten from the tree, they would face consequences. The serpent would crawl on its belly, and there would be enmity between it and humans. Eve would experience pain in childbirth, and Adam would toil the land for his food. But God also showed his love and mercy. He made clothes for Adam and Eve from animal skins to cover their nakedness. Then, he banished them from the Garden of Eden to prevent them from eating from the tree of life and living forever in their fallen state. Story of Adam and Eve teaches us the importance of obeying God's commands. Adam and Eve's disobedience led to consequences for themselves and all of humanity. We should listen to God's guidance and follow his commands to live in harmony with him. The story warns us about the dangers of deception and temptation. Eve was deceived by the serpent's lies and tempted to disobey God. We should be cautious and discerning, not easily swayed by deceitful words or desires that lead us away from God's will. Adam and Eve's disobedience brought sin and its consequences into the world. It led to shame, fear, and separation from God. The story reminds us that sin has consequences, both for ourselves and others, and it disrupts our relationship with God. Despite Adam and Eve's disobedience, God showed his love and mercy by providing clothing for them and not abandoning them completely. His actions demonstrate his desire to protect and care for his creation, even when they make mistakes. Adam and Eve were held accountable for their actions, and they faced consequences. The story teaches us the importance of taking responsibility for our choices and actions, recognizing that our decisions have repercussions. We should strive to own up to our mistakes and seek forgiveness and reconciliation with God and others. Until next time, remain blessed.